Yeah, you're muted.
Just stop back so you can hear something. Oh, you can hear something now. Hello.
Shh. Okay, we're back.
Welcome,
Welcome back to our podcast. We are your hosts,
Jody.
Spencer.
Josh.
Y'all are so weird. So weird.
It's terrible. I wanted to do
Sorry.
better than that.
We'll do it again, ready?
Yeah. We're your hosts,
Josh.
Spencer.
Is that what you wanted?
I guess.
You see how dumb that was now?
Well, but if it had been the first time, it'd been fine.
I guess so.
Oh man, we're back.
Finally.
Oh
The
man.
long-awaited pause.
Yeah,
I know.
we missed you last week.
We did.
Man, we had some unforeseen circumstances come up, so
We were busy.
but we're back.
We're here.
You deserve a good podcast,
You do.
so you might need to tune in somewhere else. I'm just kidding.
It is a podcast.
Wow.
It might not be good. Never know. Some days you get good episodes. Some days you get podcast poop.
So
I say podcast gold all the time. I have to think of the opposite.
we are recording on voting day.
Have y'all voted?
It's
You
election
what
day.
else?
I did.
What other day it is? It's the trade deadline for the NFL.
Yeah.
Well, big news.
I didn't know that at
A
all.
lot of people find that more interesting.
Probably.
Yeah.
So will the results roll in at the same time? ESPN's rolling
Oh, no,
out.
they're done. I think the deadline was a couple minutes ago.
Okay. So tonight, ESPN's going to be rolling out who went to what team while we try to figure out who's the leader of the free country.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen.
But they said it could be a couple days.
I met a guy coming out of the polls today, and he's like, "I guess it'll take them 3 or 4 days to sort this one out." And I'm like, "Well,
But it shouldn't.
Why?
I know there's been a few years where it's been contested and it happened, but shouldn't the numbers? I mean, we live in a pretty right now world.
Tech-savvy world.
Shouldn't we be able to do that?"
Well, how come some states can and some can't?
Well, how come some states have computers and some states have pencil and paper still?
Pen and paper.
You got a problem.
Pen and paper, my bad.
That's right.
Number 2 pencil.
I got a
It was
pen.
a pen.
Did you get a pencil?
I know.
I got a
had
pen. Felt like I was back
We
in
upgraded this
grade
year.
school.
Ooh.
It was a pencil last year. It's a pen this year.
Oh,
What
man.
number did y'all look and see?
I was
When you put it in the machine?
Rebecca was number 13. I was number 14.
He was early on.
Oh, okay.
I did not check.
I was 743, and that was high.
Jeez.
That was high for midday.
Yeah, because it's normally after 4 o'clock, and like I think the highest I've ever been is like 600 something. That's at that time. So now
We got there when it opened.
So riddle me this, all right? Electoral college.
Electrical colleges.
Yeah, electrical college.
The one right down the road.
That's where you learn how to wire something up or change a light bulb. You might get a.
How many guys does it take?
It takes at least 3. We've discovered that. But so when in a state, the state actually only gets so many electoral votes, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're going to vote and you're part of a state that's already leaning one direction or another direction, I mean, I know every vote counts, right? But do you feel like, does it feel a little less important when you think about the electoral college?
Well, it does because, if you're not a swing state, it's almost like, well, we're not even talked about. So in Alabama at 7:01, all the news,
They're done.
Yeah,
No matter what you vote.
it's automatically going towards the Republican. They don't, and that's it. They never look back. They say Alabama, and you never hear it again the rest of the night. Now
There ain't no way.
Now let's concentrate on Georgia, North Carolina, and Wisconsin, and Michigan,
And Georgia,
Pennsylvania.
Georgia's a little disappointing in my world. I'm just going to say, like they've in the past they weren't one of those ones that were on the fence. They were just like Alabama, like let's go. They're going
But
Republican.
It can teeter-totter. Who knows this year?
You never know.
It leaned blue last year.
Yeah.
Or
Barely.
4 years ago, I guess.
Yeah.
It's always right on the edge for Georgia.
But that's because
In my
Fulton
lifetime.
County.
Yeah, I was going to say
It's your
Atlanta.
big cities,
Macon has
your metropolitan areas.
What about Savannah? I don't know about Savannah.
It's the same way.
Okay.
So when I get done here, I got to go to Georgia and vote.
That's right. I gotta get all my dead relatives to vote for me.
They need some help, so we got to hurry.
That's funny.
Polls are closing
Just
soon.
on the other side of the line. I don't have to go deep into Georgia, just barely.
Just got to get across the line.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
But you kind of do wish you were a swing state, because then you do really feel like, hey, my vote counted.
Could you imagine being that one vote? Like you have so many million votes in each state, and it's like 5 million to 5 million and one. You're like, man, if I wouldn't have voted
You're
today,
like, who was it?
who was the one?
Who was the one?
Who was the last one?
Yeah.
I might do that next year.
I don't know. I just don't. I don't understand how we can't. Like, how many people's in Florida?
A lot.
9 million?
He said a lot.
Many. I can
11 million?
I'm looking.
How many people are in Florida? As of 2023, 22.61 million.
Oh, I was way
off.
Yeah.
Way off. 9
So
is what you said.
I'm
right?
going to say by 11 o'clock tonight, they're going to know their tally.
Yeah, especially being Eastern.
Yeah.
time
That's
zone.
just the population. I wonder how many are
voters.
voters.
But then you get like Pennsylvania and stuff, and if it's like it was 4 years ago, they like shut down and we're going to start back counting in the morning.
Yeah, that was a
Weird.
peculiar.
Why are we doing that?
It is
That
weird.
was a. I think there should be some regulations on.
There should
Hey,
be, because when you're doing something
just
like that, it don't look good.
You got to keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. Hey, those people need a break, but you need a second shift
Yeah.
that's tagging in that says, "Hey, it's not like we do this every day or every weekend." Or,
Yeah, we're not calling
Every
you
year.
a cheater. We're just saying, hey, you're doing things that don't look good.
yeah,
Don't make it to where
It doesn't.
makes it look like you're cheating.
doesn't communicate real good.
Because something about a water pipe burst also.
Oh yeah,
there's all kinds of stuff.
that was unfortunate.
Sneaky.
I know.
Seems suspicious
It is
sometimes.
very suspicious.
It may not have been anything, but
Might have been a water leak.
Seems suspicious.
You just don't want anybody to cheat. If you lose fair and square.
That's right.
You
I
know?
want integrity. That was my main prayer this morning, was for integrity of the. Me and Misty were talking about that as we were headed to vote. That it seems like there could be ways you could sway it if you were a poll worker or whatever. And I'm not saying anybody in our area I was concerned about. I'm just saying, if somebody had a propensity to want to do something, it's probably easier on the local level to do it than it would be on the national level, I would imagine.
You don't want to point fingers at anybody, but you've always got that in the back of your mind that, now that everything's going digital for the most part, well, you know how everything can be hacked and stuff like that. So what kind of safeguards do we really have to protect, our voting ability? That's when it gets scary, if you can't trust it. So if you go back to just paper ballots and did that,
How trustworthy
I
is
mean-
that?
well, I mean, would you trust that over digital?
I
only
think
thing with
there's either way you could do it. I would hope that the level of technology that the government possesses would be able to securely digitalize a vote.
Yeah.
I would hope.
So you feel better with digital?
I mean,
than
I
hard
think either
copy?
way you have areas where you can be swayed or where you can tinker with stuff.
I think as long as you've got poll watchers in place, that helps.
Yeah.
But what do you think if you did like a exit poll? So when people actually did their vote, when you left there, they had a place set up that you could actually vote again, and then you could kind of see if it matched. You know what I'm saying?
So-
you know how they do
So they're
exit
going to have to
polling.
hack two places instead of one. is
Well,
what
I'm
you're
just saying is like if it comes out almost about the same, then
So, like,
hey,
you're talking about like a poll, like when you walk out of Dollar General, it says, "How are you satisfied with this service today?" The smiley face system on there.
Well, you know how they have, all the
I
newscasts.
have a funny story about that. by the way.
Newscasts will have, off grounds. It'll be like, excuse me,
Yeah.
can I interview you? I'm just going to
Yeah.
ask you how you voted, that kind of thing. Well, I mean, if you actually had something legit to like, hey, we're asking that, once you get done voting, this is just to see if everything.
It's just an
matches.
iPad that says this one or
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Boop. And you just keep walking.
Right. And then when you find out that, you've got 4 million votes that are legit at the polling place, but there's only, 1.2 showing up, outside.
So you're saying
the exit
safety
polling,
net.
then
We're
you're-
saying-
I don't know, You could do
It's
something
not a
like
bad
that.
idea.
You could do something. Of
I
course,
kinda like it.
that was not going to count, but then you'd know, hey,
Wait a minute.
something ain't right.
All of a sudden, they had 5,000 extra people show up to vote. That's weird. I kind of like it.
Maybe.
Can I tell y'all a funny story about the customer survey thing?
Nope.
Okay, fine. Next point. No, so I'm gonna tell you anyway while y'all are taking a sip over there. Was that refreshing?
Very. Sponsor me.
I'm getting caffeined up for the night.
Are you?
By golly, it's gonna be a long night.
You staying up?
I'm
you
getting
watch
a long
Wall-E.
3 days.
Yeah.
But on those customer surveys, I was at Walmart and I was checking out, and you know how I ask you how satisfied you are, and it gives you like a star rating on the self checkout. Mm-hmm. Well, I noticed that the person working that station was like bouncing from machine to machine to machine, and so I rarely ever complete that survey. I'll be honest. I
always do.
I click. I'm
Always press
I'm
one.
fixing to get out of there. Do you?
I really do.
Literally, I'm still like there waiting on my change, and the lady's arm comes over my beside my arm, and she's like, she clicks the 5-star.
He gave her a judo chop.
She's running around rating
her
herself. 5-star, 5-star, 5-star. And I thought, I'd love to see the footage, the security footage of her running around all
She
night.
had
Like
15,000 steps during her shift.
I'd like to
just for
watch that
running.
on Fast Forward. Her manager's like, man, everybody loves when she works.
Did you say Walmart?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that happened to Nicholas because he told me, he called me.
Oh, really?
'Cause him and Josh were together, and he said she reached over.
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm telling you.
I'll make it a point. To where,
I will go get something else and do another transaction to cancel that one out. Do it one.
I just don't leave the register till that goes off the screen.
I was still at the
Because
register.
I don't want.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
I know you. Yeah,
I'm gonna
I know what
block
you're saying.
now. I'm ready. You know,
Yeah,
standing
you,
there like
you
this.
widen your shoulders and
Yeah.
put your elbows out.
Wait till it goes away. Make sure it's completely off.
Yeah.
Already moved on.
Same thing with that. That's a poll. Can you really? I mean, can you go by that?
What's the goal of that?
If I own a business and I'm going to put that up there, you rate the store. I'm going to think majority of people are going to put like a 1 or a 2 or something like that. You know, because most people, especially kids, teenagers, whatever, they're hitting the 1 every
That's me.
time.
I'm at one.
The kid.
Can always get better. Get better.
Room for improvement,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yeah.
I got everything I wanted, and everybody was friendly, but it's still a 1.
Yeah, I don't ask me. If I had a bad experience, you'd find out because
You'll hear
I'm
about
talking
That's
to the
right.
manager, right?
That's right.
All right, Karen.
Yeah.
Let me find your manager, please.
Todd.
So let me
Call me Todd.
let's
Karen.
take a generational survey here. We'll get back to election.
I don't like
promise.
surveys.
Is this a
I just
poll?
got
I know,
this out. I don't.
This is the poll that we're doing.
Let's just compare generations. Say your food is wrong. You're at a sit-down restaurant. You order your food. Your food's wrong. Are you telling them it's wrong? Mm-hmm. Or are you gonna say, I just eat it anyway? What do y'all do?
I'm going to nicely say, hey, I ordered this and this is not this. And say,
Okay.
what do you want to do with that?
I don't think she gets out of sight. I'm like, she hadn't left the table. I don't think before I've already said, whoa,
Okay.
Easy.
yeah, ordered green beans.
Yeah.
I don't see.
I don't
green
want these
beans.
stupid carrots.
If the green
He's back.
beans are, if you got everything but the green beans, are you still saying, excuse me?
Yeah,
Green beans are, I need my green
because a lot of times, you get to keep what you got,
Yeah.
and then they bring you, so
It's
you
also-
get
it's
extra.
also a plus.
Yeah,
That's a plus.
That's the way I look at it. Not mean about it at all.
Yeah.
yeah.
Give me my green beans.
Yeah.
Not that. Just
I'll tell you, every time I come in here, y'all can't get my order right.
Gummit, I ain't had a good green bean in 3 months.
Hey, look at my tea; it's empty.
Good
You've walked
grief.
by here 4 times.
And you asked me to give you a tip.
Yeah, I need hydrated.
you earn when you feel like you keep my drink full, like you're already. I'm starting out at a 15, but I'm going to 18%.
No,
Can I tell y'all a story about my drink being full?
no, just don't top my drink. Don't let me get 2 sips and come by there and put 2 sips worth of drink.
No,
back
no,
in
I'm
there.
just saying I don't want it to
I know.
go. I don't want to
I
sit
know,
there
but-
slurping the ice at the bottom,
I get
hoping
that
it'll
too.
melt so I can get.
But let me drink some before you're filling it up.
This is so in college. I had a very, I wouldn't say bad habit, but I had a habit of going to the Mexican restaurant in town very often. So often that I knew all the waitresses and waiters in there, and they knew to bring me a gallon of sweet tea with every meal. Like the plastic pitchers that have the little spout on the side. They'd give me that, and I'd put a straw in it and drink
oh,
it.
you put it in there? You put the-
Absolutely.
Oh.
I'm not going to drink it.
I'm
They
pouring
didn't
it
give
in
me
my
another
cup.
cup.
Oh,
they
they
just
just
brought the pitcher and just said, "Here's the pitcher."
I'd be asking for a cup.
Can I
can't.
get
No, I thought it was awesome.
bring the cup.
Can you drink right out of the pitcher? on that front part, it's got the lip.
I start sitting in the face.
Well, I mean that's an option.
That's wild.
Nope.
All right. So
Did they always say he's back?
Probably.
He's back.
And I always use the student discount too.
I talked to some folks back to my original question. I talked to some folks that are younger than Spencer, and they said they just take whatever they're given.
No.
They're not complaining. They're just gonna.
I'm paying for the service, and I'm paying for what I want.
That was my point.
I'm gonna get what I want.
So I was wondering where that transition happened, because it wasn't an isolated group. It was multiple folks.
Rebecca won't do it. Rebecca will make me ask.
And I understand that.
Like, I get that, but at the same time, I don't think she'd do it if she's by herself.
You're saying if she's solo,
She's by herself.
not-
She's going, oh, okay, whatever.
Well, it turns out I did want spaghetti.
Like,
I know I ordered a steak, but this is fine.
yeah, that'd make me mad.
I may have done that when I was younger, but I've come out of my shell in my older age, and so
I'm going to ask if the ticket's wrong to make it right. Like, so there's been times I've asked for maybe at like a restaurant where I said, "Hey, will you bring us some sour cream?" And they never show within. I'm like, oh well, I'll move on.
But then you get charged that $3.
When it shows up on the ticket, I will say, "Hey, you never brought my sour cream. Are y'all in the same boat? Or are you saying give me my?"
Yeah, I'm not paying for something I didn't get.
There's some times where you just go, "Hey,
Yeah.
maybe I didn't need that after all. It was an add-on." But so anyway, I just thought that was cool.
But too, if your meal was upgraded, say you were just getting something like, I don't want a whole lot because I'm not that hungry, but then they mess up and they bring you a steak or
I ain't
whatever
saying
like that, and a baked potato.
Well, this is exactly what I ordered.
Are you saying thank you? Yeah,
Now I'm telling them then too. I'm saying
I
I
would
am
too.
too.
I don't think that's my plate.
Because I'm thinking about somebody else getting my food, and
they're disappointed.
Yeah,
Tough. No, just kidding.
Now that happened on a to-go order for us. I think we've talked about it on a podcast before. We picked up some Applebee's, and I had somebody's like 12-ounce ribeye, and I had ordered a quesadilla or something. So I called back. And I was like, "I'll bring it back." She's like, "No, you can get it and come get your quesadilla."
That's always a
yeah,
that's
because
always
they
a
can't
good
do
time.
anything with it. They
And I
can't,
was like, "Okay."
all they can do is throw it away.
That person's steak was really good. I ate it. I put my quesadilla in the refrigerator, and I went and got it and put it in the refrigerator. And
In
ate
a
their steak.
similar situation to getting the wrong food, my dad will always go, or he would, but he still does. He always goes to the pizza place in town, whether it be Pizza Hut or Domino's, and he'll just go there about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night after the rush has been done. Hey, you got any messed up pizzas in the back? And whatever they bring out, usually it's for free, and he'll just buy a drink or something to go with it and say, "Oh, thanks."
Is that called a cheapskate?
No, that's called smart.
That's what. I would do it too.
Beautiful.
But
Jody's not using cheapskate in a negatory,
no,
derogatory.
I'm proud of them.
Well,
yeah.
Jody's like, why have I not thought of this before?
A lot of the times he'd still like we'd get pizza as kids, and he'd get pizza for us and still ask because we didn't like the supreme pizzas or with mushroom and stuff on it, and so he'd ask and sometimes get stuff with mushrooms, sometimes get some random stuff that he'd never tried before, but he ate it anyway.
This is a question I've never asked before at a restaurant. Like,
Hey, we're back on food, by the way.
you got anything?
We're a food podcast now.
Can we change our label to cuisine?
I guess so. Yeah, might as well.
But anyway, I've never thought to ask that
Three
question.
wheels headed to the restaurant.
What about Captain Disease? Is what you call it?
No, thank you.
Have you ever got the crackling?
I like the crunchy stuff.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think you used to could get it like we used to. Maybe it's the
Long
the
John
people we
Silver's
knew.
had it.
Yeah.
Was it?
I know you could do it at Long John Silver's
Yeah,
too.
I know Captain D's, but I don't know. I don't know if I ever had long.
Did you not?
I don't think so.
We had one in our hometown.
I don't know why I'm looking at you like you know.
I've
Ever had
been-
it?
I've been there.
Have I ever had it?
I don't know.
They're not around many. Or there's not many of them around anymore. Occasionally I'll see one.
You ever had a Bojangles?
No. That don't even sound good.
Dude, it's so good.
It's good.
Is it?
It is so
Is
good.
it chicken? Or
Yeah.
Is it?
Kind of got a spice to it too.
Yeah, it's a kind of a think Popeyes, but with better service.
Hey, I've got. Speaking of food,
Did Popeyes close?
I got doom and gloom.
The one in our town did.
Hey, I've been reading this book that's assigned reading for
Hey,
me.
let me ask you something. Have you read that book that about what age we're supposed to give kids a cell phone yet?
No,
I'm waiting on you.
I have read it, but I've stopped reading because it got tough reading and I wasn't enjoying it, so I stopped reading it. So I made it about 2.5 chapters in.
So can we talk about that in the upcoming?
We can.
You getting, okay.
But doom and gloom, I got an excerpt from a book I'll let you read off air and let you Here,
Let's read it on there.
It sounded like doom and gloom. It's tough sledding.
It's-
It's not easy reading.
Hey, a beloved restaurant chain is closing 150 locations.
Popeyes, I'm guessing,
Bang.
because it gave you
McDonald's,
Bang.
Taco Bell.
Chick-fil-A.
Denny's.
Whoa,
I ain't been to a Denny's in a minute.
I don't know that I've ever eaten.
I don't think I've
Denny's.
ever had Denny's.
I think I've had it once.
I don't think I've ever eaten at one. Seen their commercials a lot. It feels like a home, like their marketing
They're always
scheme
in
must
strange places, though.
be
Like it's
sketchy
just
neighborhoods usually.
it's
For
that or just a random Tanger outlet. Like, like it's a random.
Denny's is
It
in the
doesn't
parking
fit.
lot.
Like,
That's true.
So they're,
Commerce had one, didn't it?
exactly. That's what I'm thinking about.
they're closing 50 by the end of the year
I bet
and
it's that one.
100 next year.
100.
Yeah, and that leaves 1,375
Jeez.
across the
They
country.
still got a lot of Denny's.
Yeah.
Is Denny's like a IHOP, Waffle House, Huddle House type deal?
I think IHOP's probably the better comparison, I would say.
I didn't know Denny's was 24 hours.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But that's what they're looking at doing away with.
This
Because
stupid
their
microphone.
sales, they're, of course, when you're limited when it comes to nighttime. I mean, really, it's like Waffle House, I get it. Because there's people, every time I go by there's somebody there.
The Whataburger that's coming to town is 24 hours.
Is it really?
Yeah,
And that
it's
makes
on
me
the sign.
makes me excited.
If they can keep help.
I will run that business for them.
I think that's our biggest struggle is the
Well,
workforce.
Murphy, the gas station, used to be 24/7, and
Is
then
it
now
not?
they're not anymore. Because I guess they can't get enough help. I don't know.
And we're getting more gas stations in town.
I know. Man, that area out on the highway's growing.
Popping.
Is that what you're talking about out there on?
Yeah, the QT and the Shell and everything else out there on the
We
interstate.
need it. We need a gas station.
Hey, I like a gas station.
That's what we're
Like
missing.
that and fast food is ridiculous. Do we need another fast food restaurant?
I don't know.
No, we need another of the.
Whataburger
We need
should
another
be-
one of the same one coming in. I mean, we have like 2 Zaxby's in town, 2 Taco Bells.
Hold up.
2 Burger
Zaxby's. Zaxby's in town. Is it open?
No. It's
It's shut down?
But it's
Remodeled.
coming back.
Okay.
Remodeling.
I was wondering.
Can they get Pizza Hut next? Can we get them on the
I
remodel
heard
list?
that they were before the Zaxby's in town. They were going to demolish the whole thing,
Yeah.
and then rebuild it, just
What I
a new
heard.
building.
That's what I heard too.
Of who?
Zaxby's.
Zaxby's.
Oh, it's just
I thought you were talking about Pizza Hut.
isn't.
I wish.
Pizza Hut needs to get in a location that you can see.
I know.
Because if they were visible, I'd go there more.
Mm.
I don't ever think about it, except that the few times I've
The
been
bad.
there, eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about that today. I like a good Pizza Hut
I ain't had
pizza,
Pizza Hut in forever.
but ours is a little bit
Well, their
less
bar,
than
their-
enjoyable.
Yeah, their lunch bar or whatever you used to call it.
Oh, used to be
Good.
legendary.
They had the pasta like stuff with spaghetti sauce or
the,
pizza
the
sauce.
cinnamon
on.
sticks with the icing. Oh my goodness, so good.
How do we get the food is so fast?
Because we're
every
chunky.
time.
That's why.
We were voting.
Some of us. Oh, I was still. I'm willing to circle back to that one too. Are you going to stay up tonight late and watch some of the results roll in?
In my mind, yes.
7:30.
But at 8:15, I'll be like, I'm going to bed. No, my plan is me and my dog is going to get in the recliner, and me and him's going to try and bring it in whatever time. Might have to take a nap
All right.
and wake up at midnight and see what's going on.
So-
Take another nap and get up and work 2 hours later.
Yeah.
So say 7 o'clock. You're like, I'm gonna sleep till 9. I'm gonna sleep 7 to 9, and then watch 9 to midnight.
I don't think I could do that. Now, maybe 8:30, I could say, hey, I can, because that's my normal time.
8:30,
of thinking
10:30.
about it, yeah.
Then tune back in because it's gonna be late.
I don't know. As long as if it's doom and gloom tonight,
Oh, I know. I remember.
but it won't be because
The-
they won't have any real numbers
No.
that matter until 11 o'clock.
The 2016 election was a funny one to watch, as the commentators had no words to express their shock.
He's not going to win. He's not going to win. He won.
Oh,
Oh no.
Trump's winning! Like, how's that happening? And
I watched-
they're looking at each other like,
But it never stopped.
Is that number right?
I saw a TikTok video earlier this week about that and about how everybody loved Donald Trump until he decided to run for president. And the day he decided, I'm going to run for president, man, this guy's crazy.
Oh, yeah. He became crazy and a racist
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
same day.
And
I find it so
I
funny.
agree. He's crazy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say racist. I was gonna say-
Yep, there he is.
I find it funny that he was on The View If you watch, if you ever seen the footage
That
of
was,
him on
that
The
was
View,
that was one of the things where he said he wasn't going to be
I was
president.
like, Barbara Walters is hugging him.
Yeah.
Everybody, Joey Behar's hugging him, and oh, this is great, and all this kind of stuff, you know. And that was when he was thinking about running. You know, he wasn't running, but he was thinking about it. But then, my goodness, when he announced, it's like, yeah, he's enemy of the state.
It was wild.
It's crazy.
That's wild. Could they pay you enough to run, Jody?
No,
No.
no,
know
I don't.
I know I've asked a similar question.
If I could be behind the scenes all the time, I could not stand having to do like the
press conferences and stuff.
That and having to go do the dignitary stuff, you know, meeting
See, I think that'd be
prime
fun.
ministers.
You just
Well, the
wanna-
traveling part would probably be all right, but then having to wear a suit and tie and stand and shake hands and watch the parade go by, you know, over.
pretend like you're interested.
Yeah.
I could do it.
Could you?
Jody,
You
Jody,
do the
You-
behind
you
the
know how
scenes.
I-
I'll be the out front guy.
You would
face
have
of-
gray hair when you came after 4 years of being in there.
Already have gray hair.
You'd have total gray hair.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, bags under your eyes.
Jody would be. He's behind the scenes, just making all the decisions. He's the puppet
would.
master.
He just,
would be.
He just lives in the bunker.
He just says, "Give me the screens and the telephone, and I'll make this thing happen."
Hey, you just
Yep. No. Don't do it. Tell him I said no.
you put me
Send it.
put me an air mattress in the situation room. I'll just stay there. Me and some ramen noodles.
Jody comes out all bug-eyed after 4 years. It was good, guys. It was good. It was real good. I'm gonna go take a nap now.
Wouldn't you like to like the situation room? Would you not like to?
I'd
be
like
in
to
there?
see it. I don't know if I want to be in there when it's like
When a situation comes.
What if it's like you've got special forces going in, doing whatever, saving somebody, and you're watching it in real time, what's going on,
Ooh.
and all that? Could you?
intense.
Well, that would be. The thing about that is because you're the one that made that decision.
Yeah.
That would be so hard to do. And
That would
then
be
see
the-
somebody or anybody that gets killed or dies, for the decision that you make.
That would be brutal to say.
Yeah.
I made that decision, and now they're like men are dying,
Yeah,
losing. their
and it's going to
lives.
happen. I mean, you got to do it. You got to be ready for it.
No, thank you.
Woo.
I don't think I could do it.
Make the call.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. That's no fun.
So is it just a power trip
For
of
some
being
people.
the most powerful person in the world? It can't be the money
No, because
because you're spending $1 billion.
No, all
And you're
you're making $500,000 a year.
yeah.
Is it that much? I think it's 300,000 is what I was thinking
Was
it
it?
was.
I thought it was 400 something.
Yeah, I
Or
don't know.
somewhere between.
You're a good
3
middle
and
ground.
5.
There you
So,
go.
but it's not much. You're
It's
not.
I mean, that's not
For the
much in the
people
scheme
that
of
are
things.
usually in that role are already making more than that.
Yeah. Got them lobbyists in their back pocket.
But you got that guaranteed salary the rest of your life. You got that protection the rest of your life. You're going to be doing all those speeches the rest of your life.
Yeah, but then you have
gonna
to
write them
then you have to
books?
start endorsing the following presidents, and you have to start trying
That's
to be
what I'm
on
saying.
campaign trails with
It's
them. No, thank you.
never
That-
ending. Never ending.
Like if I'm done, I'm done. Like I'm last day of office, I moved out. I'm never being seen again.
But you got to
Get
think
outta here.
too.
Do like Jimmy Carter and just
Just go back to
say,
my peanut farm and
I'm going to
have a good day.
Get you a
Habitat
hammer and
for-
some
Habitat
nails.
for humanity, and so that's the only thing I'm doing, boys.
I tell you, that poor fella. Did we talk about that? All right, I didn't know if we talked about it in a previous episode, but have you seen him? He's on hospice. I think he's on hospice. Is he not?
He's not doing well. His wife passed,
You're right.
and
But I saw him. They were like wheeling him around outside, like at a park or something like that, and it's like he did not need to be out
Let
because he
him-
looked terrible.
let him finish his
'cause
life
he's-
with dignity.
Yeah.
A
Put him in-
dignitarian.
Kind of like they're doing Biden. They're putting him in a bad situation with what he's got going on.
I've heard secondhand from everybody, from not everybody obviously, but from other sources that he has not been supportive of Kamala. Are y'all hearing some of those?
I heard that he had a restraining order, or that she had a restraining order on him.
Oh, really?
TikTok
I was
news.
going to say.
Stop getting your news from TikTok.
I haven't-
Interesting.
I haven't
yeah.
seen that anywhere in real life, but
Well, they
that
say
is-
he's purposely doing this, but I don't. If he's purposely doing it to try and mess her up, then why are they turning around and then doing the apology right after? I think he's just misspeaking like he always does.
Yeah.
Doesn't realize it. That's all I think it is. He's got if he's in his right mind, yes, he should be mad. Because of what they did to him.
yeah.
Judge extends temporary restraining order against Biden student debt. Something. No, I didn't read the whole thing before I read it out loud. That's
Good.
dumb. Never mind.
Student debt.
Against restraining order against Biden student debt forgiveness plan.
Yeah.
Restraining order?
That's what it says. That's straight.
Keep that student debt
strange
relief away
news.
from me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Have y'all got a phone call about getting help with your student loans? Anybody got to those recently?
I don't have any, so
Car insurance?
I'd have to go to college if I wanted to do one.
What's unique is they call up folks and say, hey, help you with your college loans.
I've had a lot of calls about my back taxes lately.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Man.
You owe a lot in back taxes.
apparently so. I wish they put it in front of me so I could see it.
So, do they leave you messages, or do you actually answer the phone?
Some of both.
Yeah. Because you don't know if it's just you don't recognize the number, but you answer it
I
accidentally.
usually know it's a spam call. I just like to answer and waste other people's time.
Do you answer with a weird voice or anything?
Nope.
Hello.
I say, hello, this is Spencer.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm. I
You
give
don't
them,
play around with them or anything?
nope. I give them all my information.
You're serious.
He gives them his social.
I give them a social, just mess up the last number, and they're fine.
Are you sure about that?
Well,
Whoever was born right before you or right after you is going, who
I hate
keeps
you.
giving my social out? Why is it gone?
nah, I'm kidding.
Man.
I hope so.
Just
Nice.
joshing with you.
All right, so Jody's staying up late tonight.
Trying.
Staying up late.
Is it worse staying up late? Is there something going on behind me? Y'all are all.
It's just dark outside, and I see people moving.
Darn. This time changed.
I know, I don't like it.
People were popping the door open. They were doing some unlocking around.
Is that a dog?
Trying to figure it out. Yeah, there's.
There's a dog.
That's a big dog, by the
It
way.
is.
You know, and that, we've got a little Yorkie that we have to take to the groomer like every 5 weeks, because if not, he don't. That's the good thing about him, they don't shed.
I know.
But their hair, he just keeps growing and growing.
Chia.
Yeah. And so that thing right there, there's no telling how much it costs to get that thing.
No, I-
I think it costs hard
I
like,
buy a set of clippers at the house. Number 3 dog.
yeah, it's like $40 or $50 every time.
Wow.
Yeah, so I bet it's $100 for that big old whatever it is. What is that dog?
Probably a labradoodle of a doodle of some sort. Would say golden doodle, but it's very black.
Not a golden doodle.
It's a midnight doodle.
Man, oh man. All
I
right.
kind of want a dog though. I like
Do you?
dogs. I do.
You keep talking about that. And why
I
don't
know,
you
but
get
then
one?
because they're expensive, and I don't have money for
Dogs
a dog.
are expensive, or the one that you want? Are you talking about like buying one or just getting some?
Just
butt?
maintaining one.
They're not that.
You just said
It's
40 or
not
50
like a-
bucks for a haircut. I don't even
Well,
pay
I
that
was
for my
talk-
own haircut.
I'm talking about this special Yorkie that we got. I mean, if it's just a
You
regular
got a special
mutt,
dog?
He does. He's got one of those highfalutin dogs.
All right.
I don't want just a mud either because I don't
Listen.
want a dog to shed, and Rebecca's going to want an inside, and I don't like dog hair on the inside of my house. And so, therefore, I want a dog that is fancier,
fancy.
aka hypoallergenic, that does not shed.
All right. So,
So-
then what do you got to do when you leave, when you go on vacation?
Exactly. I can't go
That's-
nowhere.
See, that's the
or I have to
position
take it
I'm
with
in.
me.
To me,
That's
I think
what I
that's
mean.
the hard part.
That's annoying.
I don't want to be the guy that shows up with his dog somewhere. That's like, hey, I'm coming to see y'all, but I'm bringing my dog. That's
You got a backyard?
no shame to somebody that does it. I just don't want to do that.
Yeah,
That's-
but you could board it or something.
Money.
Yeah.
That's me. I don't ever leave because of dogs. Stinking dogs. Got to take care of dogs.
Don't let Amanda hear this podcast. Those
Right.
dogs will be gone.
I know. She
You'll-
says I
you'll
use
get
that as
more
an
cats.
excuse. I was like, we can't go. We got 2 dogs to take care of.
You'll hear
I'll
her.
come feed your dogs.
You'll hear her putting it in the back of the car, driving off late tonight, and driving down Spencer's Road and just slinging dogs out.
So we always had big dogs. I had a chocolate lab named Sadie. Best dog I ever had.
We had a lab.
Yeah, loved it. And then we had a weenie dog named Samson. And then we had some small dogs. We got a Chihuahua named Coco. And then, let's see, one dog we had trouble out of with like biting and killing another dog. Oops. Yeah. I had to take care of that dog.
Judge Judy.
Yeah. It wasn't Samson.
He didn't have a jawbone or nothing, did he?
No. So anyway, so I wanted to get another dog, and then this one right here. This was a rescue dog from Florida,
Mm.
and it was a Yorkie, and so we got it in kind of like a temporary thing to see if it was gonna, we had somebody else in line that was gonna take it if it didn't work out. Well, when we got him, he was trained. He stayed in a crate like at night or whatever. But you'd put him in the crate, and he would just stand there all night. Wouldn't whine, wouldn't do anything.
Wouldn't lay down?
Wouldn't lay down. So it's not funny. This is a poor dog.
Sorry.
It's a strange dog.
He's been through some traumatic stuff. He had PTSD.
From the crate?
I don't know. I'm just made that up.
The sound of the latch got him.
Yeah. So anything that you did, any kind of noise you made or whatever, he always turned that head. It didn't matter. You could talk to him or just say something or make any kind. He's always not hurt, by the way. It's all that looking up changing the Bible.
I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
So anyway, so he just kept to himself and all that. We found out later that he was one of like 4 or 5 dogs or something like that. And all the other dogs were big, and the lady that had him, she was elderly, and she would just feed them all like out of the same bowl. He wouldn't ever get any food. Anyway, his hair was long, not long, but it was fluffy or whatever like that. So he looked fine, but when you pet him, you could feel all of his bones, his ribs, and all that kind of stuff. So he wasn't getting hardly any food and all that stuff. So he's basically traumatized. There's no telling what he'd been through, all that. But so I was going to be like, this ain't working out because he just, I don't know. But little by little, he's a great dog.
Yeah.
He was just like, he's just going through whatever. He was used to whatever and just had to get used to us. But yeah, he's a great dog.
That's wild.
But it's night and day compared to what he was because I was like, I don't know if I can handle this.
Not going to be able to handle this much drama.
Yeah. But he still does that thing to where he'll stand.
If you put him in the crate, he stands?
Well, if I don't let him in the recliner with me, he just stands and like looks down the hall or just stands, and he very seldom lays down or anything. He's got a little weirdness to him.
Wow.
That's my dog story.
I have a funny one. So my grandma recently passed, and we were able to be with my family, and we were hanging out, and so we were going through pictures. We'd found some old pictures, and so it was from my mom's childhood, her and her 2 brothers, and we were thumbing through some pictures, and they were little, and they're like, oh, there's your dog. They had a collie, and said, what's the dog's name? And they said Sparky. So we're flipping along, and we're looking a little bit later, and they're grown, and the dog looks a little different. I was like, what's this dog's name? Sparky. And I'm thumbing along, and now I'm a little kid, and I'm like, wait a minute, that dog's name was Sparky too. And I said, what? Wait a minute, are all the dogs named Sparky? And they said, yeah, we named every dog the same one, so we're confident. Anytime we see a picture of a dog, that's Sparky. So every dog they've ever owned has been named Sparky, including the one that I had in my childhood. I thought it was a
unique name.
Yeah. No, it was
Sparky the third.
We were just carrying it on. I don't know. It was 5, 6.
Sixth.
I don't know. I broke tradition. I named the dog I had when I moved to, when me and Misty first got married. We had a border collie, and we named her Sadie. So
That's a good name.
broke the chain.
See, I would adopt a dog, but I kind of want to go through the puppy stage with the dog too.
You can adopt a puppy.
Yeah, you can still.
Well, I know, but there's not very much option around us right now
Yeah.
of like what type of dog to adopt.
I will tell you that. Have you ever been to is it the Humane Society
Yeah.
we've got down here? Is that what it is now? It's moved. It was in one location somewhere. Well, me and Amanda went, I think on a Saturday, just to go check it out, see what they had and all this stuff. And I don't know what they had. Maybe it's volunteer day or something like that, but there was a ton of people down. I don't know if they like walked the dogs or whatever, but it was like crazy. People there. But we opened up the door to go in there like that, and
People were everywhere.
No, the smell.
Oh, I bet it smells terrible.
It's like ammonia. It was like they have cats inside, but it was like overwhelming. We didn't stay. Maybe 5-10 seconds, and I told her I can't do this. And
Now
we walked out.
We went and considered rescuing one at one point, seeing if Lexi was ready to handle that. And when we went in there, it wasn't bad.
Really?
This was one downtown. Were you downtown?
No,
I was downtown.
we were out of town.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called. I thought it was Humane Society. Maybe it's Humane Society number 2,
Oh, I don't know.
something like that.
I was gonna say now maybe they relocated or something. I don't know all the ins and
Another
outs.
one in town is connected to the one in Birmingham,
Yeah.
and so they partner a lot.
So can you look at a lot of what they have online?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can you?
Yeah,
That's kind of what I figured. You just shopping online.
yeah,
But yeah, you get you a puppy that way.
You just got
That's what
to
I-
keep an eye out for the puppy to
yeah.
come
That's
in
what
and
that's
move
what I
fast.
want. I mean, that's because Rebecca wants to go through the puppy stage. I like a puppy. Like the puppy stage is a fun stage.
You
Well,
like
that
having all your
minus-
stuff chewed up.
I'm gonna say minus the chewing up part, but like the
Yeah, but that's how they get to know you too.
Right.
And that's like with Winston the Yorkie. He's like my dog. He don't go to nobody. He comes to me.
Yeah.
He like if I walk somewhere, he walks with me and he'll sit right beside wherever I'm standing. Just that kind of thing. And that's how you get
Yeah.
attached to him. But yeah, if I ever do get another dog, we'll adopt one. I'm not gonna go spend money. Like we didn't spend money on this one.
Yeah.
I would not buy $600-800. I wouldn't
Oh,
pay
no.
for a dog. No.
I won't pay for half a dog right now
No.
in today's
crazy.
economy.
Dogs are expensive.
But you know that
Like to buy one like Spencer's talking about.
Like if you buy a golden doodle, I mean they're upwards of $1,200.
that's crazy.
That's the low end.
No, we did. Amanda got Sadie the chocolate lab for Christmas. She bought it. I don't remember how much that was, but that's
I remember
See, I
when
would- I
400 or
would-
500 was high for a dog.
I would
Remember that?
love
Yeah.
to have a lab and just to keep it outside. Just be an outside dog, let it chill outside, have a little pen up there. Outside dog, great. But Rebecca wants to have it inside. And that's where lab shed so much.
Oh yeah,
Can't do it.
well,
they bounce all over the place too.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
wild.
2 houses down from me. They've got a chocolate lab, and she stays over at our house more than she stays over there because they don't have kids, and she comes over there and she playful but she jumps all over you. She's
Yeah.
got a lot of energy. She is all over the place, but she is fun. But it's kind of like if you had grandkids, you take care of them, then send them back.
That's-
That's
we
like
have- we have a
like when I
couple of
get tired
neighborhood
with her, I
dogs.
go inside the house.
We have a couple
She'll
of
go away.
neighborhood dogs and neighborhood cats that I appreciate every now and again. They'll show up on our front porch.
Y'all ever,
At your new house?
Yeah. See,
when the
goodbye.
dogs jump, were y'all ever taught to step on their paw when they're jumping?
No, I usually just judo chop them.
If you'll step on their back paw a couple of times when they jump up on you, not hard, not nothing. I'm just saying enough that goes.
break their paws. Sit
I don't
down,
guess
dog.
I've ever even thought about that.
That was.
I've always popped them on the nose.
I was always. That's what right when we were little. I had Sparky,
Which one?
And a couple of neighbors
Three.
had dogs, but that's what everybody always told us when they jump up because when you're little, it's intimidating for the dog to jump up on you. And you bite their step on their little paw and they'll yelp, but they won't jump on you no more.
I've seen my grandpa. He likes to. He goes through a lot of dogs, and so that sounds bad, but his dogs run away, and he lives in the middle of nowhere, and so it's hard for him to stay in there. And he don't keep them in a pen. He just lets them free range. And I've seen him. He had a couple hunting dogs one time that like to bite each other, and so he'd go and just bite them back. Like, he'd grab their ear and just. And he just they stopped
So
biting.
that's a little extreme.
Hey,
I think I thumped the
He's like
nose
Mike
before I got
Tyson
there.
spits the rest of their ear out.
probably tried it.
Goodness. I imagine that'd teach them a lesson, though. I mean, you got to.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him drag a couple dogs by ears before. They'd try to run away. Get over here, boy.
Did I tell y'all the story about my dog rescuing us from the ice cream man? Did I tell y'all that
No.
story? We had a little.
Never heard this one.
Was it a white van?
No.
Had pumpkins on the side of it.
Lassie, where's Josh? The white van.
We had this guy that had a little. He had a truck and he had a ice cream trailer that he would just serve the ice cream right out of the back. It was so he'd come through. He'd let our folks know that he was coming through. Our parents. So the neighborhood I grew up in, there was some boys across the street, some family across right next door to them. There's just lots of kids in there. So he'd drive through and he'd stop in the cul-de-sac, which was right in front of my house. And we'd all go down there and get ice cream. Our parents would give us money. And we had my friend across the street. His name was Steven. And Steven's mama gave him like $5 or whatever, and so he was going to need some change. But we were little, we didn't understand that concept. So he gave him his money and told him what he wanted for ice cream. And Steven went to run away. Like he got his ice cream, he was going to go eat his ice cream, and the guy was going to give him some change, but he wanted Steven to stop, and so he grabbed Steven's shoulder like, "Hold on, son!" But when Sparky was sitting right at the corner, and when he grabbed it, Sparky was on his arm, and like, here comes my dad running out of the house, and here comes the people in there. Like, we had to get Sparky off, and like apologize to the guy, and like my dad was trying to say like,
Sparky, no.
"Hey, when you grabbed him, you see," and the guy said, "Hey, I totally get it. There was no charges that were pressed, But he never came back. We never, the ice cream truck never came back.
I don't know what Sparky's coming after.
But, like, I thought it was unique. There's a little bit of you that goes, hey, that's pretty cool. The dog sense, like, wait a minute. You ain't supposed to be grabbing a hold of him like that.
Hey, dogs are great. Dogs are smart,
I thought that was pretty. I mean, she was wrong on this scenario, but protection nonetheless.
But
right?
not really though. Not in her eyes.
Yeah.
She's like danger.
Yeah.
She's just taking care of.
That's right.
He,
Yeah,
she.
Sparky
Sparky.
was a
Sparky's a
this Sparky
unisex
was a
name.
she. That's
Be
right.
either or.
So if you ever see any pictures of our dog around the Mays household, you can just say,
Sparky.
"Oh goodness."
So I had a 3-legged dog when I was growing up that was born that way. She just had a little nub for her front arm.
Just call her Nubby.
It's gonna be funny what we called her. You won't believe what we called her, but she had the little paw, the
On the nub.
on the nub,
Oh,
and
no.
you could like it'd be like it dangle back and forth.
Oh no.
It's kind of nasty, but but she would move that thing. She'd be standing, but she would move it like that. We called her tripod.
Oh,
That's really what I think my dad
goodness
named her that. But talk about fast.
yes, she could move on them
She
3
could move.
legs.
Yeah.
Goodness.
She didn't know, She didn't know she was missing a leg.
She said, "We gotta go."
Yeah.
Was she using the nub to like help her balance when you said she was moving it? Was
Well,
she
especially
was she
when
like trying to work out a balance scenario?
Well, I mean, her front arm, paw, whatever, was
Kinda center
centered.
mass.
Yeah, it was centered. But like when she ran, you saw that little.
like
it
the
was
muscles,
moving like-
the muscles
yeah.
wanted to run.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
Goodness, that's wild.
I think it would be cool to have a dog that had the little wheels on the back.
I
I think it'd be cool. Just show up and your dog just rolls in.
I'll tell you that weenie dog that I've seen twice. It is the funniest thing
I told you, I had to send
'cause
y'all that video when I saw it on TV afterwards.
because I can hear the little wheels squeaking.
Halloween would be so fun with that. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. That'd be awesome.
Come on.
But that's got to be a lot of weight on their front legs if you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, are you really helping them out?
I'm sure you're making it pretty lightweight, the best you can.
You think?
Oh, man.
You were talking about Tyson biting the ear. Or what do y'all think about the fight? It's on the 15th.
What fight?
Oh,
Mike Tyson
and
and Paul.
yeah.
Are they actually going to do it?
Yeah.
You think?
Pay per view.
I hadn't watched.
I think
much
we
about
need
it.
to get it.
I ain't seen much in it.
I haven't seen much of it at all.
It's not been on my algorithm on TikTok lately. It will be tonight, though, being you mentioned it.
Hey, maybe so. Who would you be for? Jake Paul?
I don't know.
The young guy or the old man?
Maybe the referee. Maybe he just goes in there and starts swinging.
Have you ever watched Mike Tyson fight?
I have not.
Really?
I'm not a big.
Well, I'm just saying
Fighter.
highlights and stuff.
Not really.
It's unbelievable if you watch any of his highlights.
If he's anything like he used to be, then I'm gonna go that it's gonna be Mike Tyson. But I don't know how much he's lost. Like what kind of speed, agility.
Well, if you see him
all that.
train, I don't know endurance wise. I don't think he's got it just because of his age, but he still packs a punch. Because if you watch him the training videos,
Yeah.
whew, he's tearing it up.
Did you ever get into the ring with Mike Tyson?
No, I wouldn't.
Any amount of money?
No,
Just-
he'd kill me.
just
one punch.
What about one punch? I was going to say one punch.
I don't want to mess this up.
Oh, I wouldn't want to have to take a punch.
No.
I wouldn't want.
You think you could take one from him?
I don't know.
I mean, you'd wake up afterwards.
I think I could live through it, but I don't know that I would. I don't know that I could stay conscious through it if it's a shot to the head.
You don't think 10 million make it feel a little bit better?
That sounds good, but I really don't think.
Just one shot.
10 million to have a headache the rest of your life.
Yeah. I don't like headaches.
Oh man.
It'll go away eventually.
Well, we don't know. You might die.
I'm just saying.
No
It'll
guarantee.
go away.
Goodness,
No more
Greg.
pain, no more
So
sorrows.
you and I got a little more meat on our bone. We might be able to take it a little
I think
more.
it depends on the punch. If it's straight on, like to the nose,
No, I wouldn't want to go.
Forget that.
I want to give me a hook. Just knock me out.
hit that jaw, knock you out.
I'm
Boom,
saying
right there.
take one to the gut. You got to take a punch to the gut.
I think I'd rather take one to the head.
I'd rather take one to the jaw.
I wouldn't take one to the gut. I can tell you that.
I can feel it right
there's
now.
Not enough money for me.
That hurts.
I'd go. Now, I've had some health issues in the past, and there was one little girl that I was around a lot when she was younger.
I know what you're talking about.
She loved to punch people in the gut.
That's what she did for fun. Like, she'd run around church and gotcha!
right in the gut.
Where did she get that from?
And I have no idea.
It was wild.
And I had recently had abdominal surgery, and they like a mainline incision. And sure enough, I didn't know this.
She got you?
Yeah. Cried. I cried. I don't know that tears were actually flowing, but I mean, so every time she walked around, you'd notice me kind of shield a little like,
I've always wondered if she's still the same
I
way.
don't know.
Surely she grew out.
Surely she's not a teenager running around slugging people.
I kind of hope it's half of me.
Yeah,
She
now
is.
there's repercussions for that when you get older.
You
Right?
just walk around.
Goodness gracious.
Everybody walks away from her at school. There she comes.
Oh, goodness.
Can you not control her? I mean,
You can try to catch her fist. I did that a couple times, but she was quick.
Yeah.
She just sneak up on you.
Oh, she was wild. I'm sure she's a sweet girl now. I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Goodness gracious. Well,
That's funny.
I stayed on edge because I was sensitive to that. You know, so the idea of Mike Tyson punch. That was my main point. Is of a 4-year-old girl intimidates me with a punch in the gut. There's no way of taking a professional boxing punch to the gut.
I was just scared she was going to miss.
I don't want to be surprised by anything. You know, grabbing you from behind, bear hugging you, whatever like that. I don't want anything.
All right, what if there's 4 guys that are all standing on the side, like in the ring? All right, and you're going to take a punch from one of them, but you don't know who it is. They're going to blindfold you and randomly select it, and it goes from little guy that you're like, I can handle this, all the way up to Mike Tyson, and in between there.
I don't like the blindfold part.
I don't either.
You don't know who.
I would say let them just run at you, but you can defend yourself. Like,
So are you blindfolded when you get hit?
Yeah, you're blindfolded.
So
You don't know when it's coming.
Oh no, I can't do that. No, I've got to tense up. I'd be there. That'd be tense the whole time.
Nobody's even in the ring. They've all
yeah.
left, and you're just. Is it coming?
That'd be terrible.
Oh,
why does Turtle look constipated in the ring? He's really struggling out there. We'll see how long we can get him to stay like this.
oh. Every footstep you hear, you think, "Oh, this is it. This is it."
I don't think it matters on the size or anything.
Oh goodness.
Especially in the belly. I don't know.
I don't want it to get punched in the gut.
Kidney punch. I would probably rather take that than a punch to the gut.
Yeah,
But that would be. It'd be either way. It's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Did y'all ever do we called it dead legging each other, where you'd frogs. What we call that frog, where you hit somebody with your knuckle.
I called it that.
And you do it right on top of their quad, and your whole leg would go numb. Did y'all ever do that as kids? 'Cause we do that all the time.
We didn't do it with the frog. We did it with you need them in like.
That's just
the
aggressive.
Same area. You just catch them standing, and not paying attention. And you knee them right in the.
That leg
That's
goes
terrible.
limp.
Yeah, the side of your thigh. That is horrible.
Oh, that's not
fun.
There's a lot of stuff that hurts out there. you know?
Oh, I know.
We used to pinch. You know, if you get somebody on the arm, just pinch them a little bit and then put your finger in the middle of that, and that hurts. Let me
Really?
show you.
No, I don't.
I've never
I
seen
trust
this.
No, but you get the skin like like that, and then when you put your finger in between it
Like
and push
just
down,
anywhere? Like you can just grab my arm like that and do
yeah,
it?
it'll hurt. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Especially
Well,
right
why
here,
did
it
they?
hurts.
Well, just
When
pinch it on
somebody's
the
giving
back.
you a shot, they pinch it up. And,
Well, but you pinch it. The pinching part ain't what hurts. It's when you get your finger and you push all the way down. Now you've caused a crease and you've actually got two pinches going. It hurts. Trust me. I'll show you.
The double
No, I-
pincher
I-
move.
Yeah, I'll show you on Spencer after we get off here.
You get sucker punch in the gut.
You hold him. You hold him down. I'll pinch him.
We'll have a show and tell next week.
when y'all were in elementary school, did you ever do the thing where they flick you in the ear?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that was aggravating.
And that's terrible too.
I've
I
seen,
loved when they missed though, buddy. It was on.
did you ever kick people in the back of the knee? Like you
Oh, yeah,
get them to
like-
standing there and then just their knee would buckle?
Yeah.
I saw a guy's ACL get torn doing that.
How does that happen?
I don't know, 7th grade, we were in the gym. A girl came up behind somebody, boom, he's on the ground. Next day or a couple days later, he comes back with his whole leg casted up.
Good.
What happened to you? I had surgery. From getting kicked in the back of the knee? Yep.
I never kicked. It was always just a push.
was a tap.
It was just a push, you know. She must have kicked.
She probably did.
She kicked through and his kneecap went forward and went.
She was kind of like one of them girls that punch you in the gut.
The other thing in elementary school, I remember when the guys, and I don't know if y'all was this a trend everywhere, but they on their pencil they got their
The knife
their,
game?
no, they got the no, not that.
We
no,
did
they
that a
got
lot.
their eraser
Oh yeah.
and they would erase it and they'd make a mark.
scar. Yeah.
I have lead where I got stabbed in the gut one time by one of my friends because I was we might have been bullying him playing wall ball, and I was the only one he could catch because I was a little chubby man, just like I am now, and slow until he caught me and stabbed me.
Woo.
Piece of lead right there.
My daughter has one in her hand. I don't remember how she got it in there, but I remember us trying to get it out. And I mean, if you'd have walked in that scene, you would have thought we were torturing her because Kendall was fighting and she didn't want it. So I've kind of up over her on the couch, holding her while Misty's digging in her hand, and I'm like, "Get it out!" So it's still there because we never got a hold of it. And Kendall's like, "No, let it go."
That's crazy.
So
Like a splinter.
said,
They usually work their way out. Like a splinter,
Yeah.
you know, if it'll eventually slowly start pushing it out. But I guess lead,
Well,
no.
this is like 14 years later, and it's still there. So I'm
It ain't
guessing
worked out yet.
I don't think it's coming out.
Just keep it.
I think it's staying.
That's kind of like bullets. Sometimes when people get shot and they got a piece of bullet, they just leave it in there.
Piece of shrapnel.
Goodness, man, I think we might ought to go.
Did y'all ever play
Also-
Bloody Knuckles? You remember that? You ever
Just
played
thumping
that?
your knuckles.
No, you put your knuckles down and no, not that one either. That was one version of it. The other version that was more accepted at school was you get a quarter and you slide it as fast as you could on the table. And so you like me and Josh would play against each other, slide it over, and you just whoever
So what, you got your hand like that?
your
and
hands
you're
like
sliding?
that, and then the quarter comes and hits you right there on the knuckle.
We didn't do that. You
you-
had to put them together, and you'd raise them up, and you'd take these knuckles and hit those knuckles, and you'd bleed. Eventually, you do it enough.
So what do you think they do in prison?
Probably play
like-
cards.
I mean,
Watch movies.
well, I was
and,
gonna say we're so
pop popcorn.
yeah,
cards.
we try and hurt each other in elementary school. So when you get to prison, what kind of games do they play?
Get to the rock.
Good. They
Tag, you're it.
That's what somebody told me. There's videos that are out right now that are saying school and prison that like kind of side by side. I've not actually watched any of them, but apparently, like the way they serve kids in the food line, it looks a lot like prison.
Where they take their phones.
But when they line
Sometimes-
you up in a line to move you from one classroom to the next,
Take you to the bathroom all together.
All right.
So
bathroom
is
break.
it a dominance thing that we don't realize it's going on when you're in school, when you're
don't
that young?
Is that why
Is
people,
you're trying to get your
you just never grow out of it? And that why is that why people just end up
I don't know.
in the life of crime?
Oh, you're talking about the way I remember back
The
when-
lifelong criminal. Never stop playing bloody knuckles. I kicked one too many knees. What you in here for? Bloody knuckles.
Oh man, I heard about you.
Dog.
Good.
I tore an ACL.
Oh goodness.
All right, let's get out of here.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go see who
Good
won.
luck with the vote.
All right.
Good luck.
When this comes out, surely we'll know.
Guess
Like I
what?
said, this
At
is-
We're all
midnight,
gonna
I'm
still be
texting
living
you.
together. We gotta live together.
Jody, I'm gonna text you at midnight.
Are you?
See, we'll see what's
I
happening.
bet you won't.
But I will.
Will you?
I will. I'll be up.
I'll answer you.
All right. We'll see.
I won't.
It might be 3 o'clock when I answer you. but
Let's text Spencer repeatedly.
I'll turn my phone off.
To-
I'm tired of texting him. It's just like nothing.
Need me, call
Absolutely
me.
nothing.
If you need me, call me. He's turned into a senior adult man.
I texted you a few times this weekend. Nothing. Well, it was between all of us, and me and him kind of went back and
There was
forth.
definitely some pictures of a fire pit and food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was busy. I saw it later, and so.
You just went, huh?
Well, I mean, I saw it at like
I sent you-
10:30 at night, and I was like, oh.
I put
okay.
there was some numbers on there that I showed about the podcast. Never got a
Nothing.
reply.
Crickets.
You didn't get a reply from either one of us
Yeah,
on
I was
that
gonna
one.
say.
Well, I gave him a pass. I didn't give you a pass.
No pass.
No.
Man.
But anyway. All right. Every Monday
I replied
till
today.
January.
Did you just reply now?
No, I replied earlier
Oh,
today. I
we'll
said,
say-
I'm available. Podcast marathon. Let's
You
keep it
just
going.
reply when he says something. I see your game. Like, it's like 5 seconds after I get a text from him, you reply.
Sorry.
I send something out there. Nothing. When he replies, now you reply. I see it.
The pressure's on.
Yeah.
He says the pressure's on at that moment.
Yeah, I got it. I figured you out.
Got me.
All right. Listen to our next episode when you might hear Spencer say.
Watch your knuckles.
1 hour and 1 minute.
That's called no direction right there, boys.
That was.
That was fun.
Did they leave? 'Cause the door's open.
I missed the trash can, but rung Jody's basket.
That's fine. I'm leaving.